What's up, black folks? How y'all doing? It's the cat blacking out. Yo, I'm about to come with you some commentary on about the real Martin Luther King and what white supremacy, who has hijacked the Black Power movement and the Black History Month movement, has been trying to do to confuse and misguide our youth. Now, they misguided our youth, especially about this man right here. Now, Martin Luther King started his career in fight for black people during Montgomery, when the Montgomery bus boycott with Rosa Parks and Claudette Coletta, who was the first one to sit on the refuse to remove her seat. Not Rosa Parks. There's a lot of things that's not told. They only gave it to Rosa Parks because she was of light skin and that she didn't have no kids, like the first lady. But the point is about it is that Martin Luther King started his career under the leadership of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and orator Baylor Rustin, who was also a gay activist who believed in white folks could get along and that black people had to be meek. It was basically that inferiority, we had to prove ourselves to them. Now, Martin Luther King had many allies and he had some enemies. One being a critic, not more of an enemy, but a critic. The Nation of Islam believed that Martin Luther King's stance on civil rights and giving white people chances was too soft and too Uncle Tomish. This was referenced by Malcolm X. The Martin Luther King promoted his I Have a Dream speech on the March on Washington in 1963, which led to the Voters' Rights Bill and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. During these times, a bunch of people were killed. A bunch of black activists and most noteworthy, John F. Kennedy. Now, people don't understand that John F. Kennedy was a snake. He was just one of those liberal white folks that could stand to look at black people but lie and never keep his promise. And that's what John F. Kennedy did. He basically used black people's struggle during the civil rights to get him elected in office. But he was killed because black people during the civil rights movement, the freedom fighters, put so much pressure on him where he just had to or he felt like the government was gonna lose. See, black people put white people on the edge, and white folks don't like to be put on the edge. And all the bombings and all the hanging and all the police brutality was not scaring black people because black people really wanted it. So white folks got together and say, okay, we're gonna give these niggas what they want. Now, Martin Luther King believed that if black people had equal jobs, better educations and housing, and could go into white restaurants and get along with white folks, that white folks and black folks would begin to get along and accept one another. Well, after the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed and John F. Kennedy was killed and the 4 little girls were bombed in that church, Martin Luther King began to see that nothing was getting better. Everything that he had done, all the marching, all the singing, all the praying they had done was useless because the problem was not getting along with white folks. The problem was economic. Black people never got their economics. Black people never got their reparations from slavery. We were bamboozled. Everybody else got there. The Japanese got there, the Indians got there, and the Jews got their reparations, but black people were the only people they told to pull ourselves by our bootstraps. We were the only people that told that bullshit. Everybody else got off scot-free. And Martin Luther King began to study this.